Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to talk about my top party games on the Nintendo Switch. So these are going to be games that you see on the Nintendo Switch ever since 8 started to come out, in 2017 and beyond, where we have all these different games that are great party games to play locally with your friends. So you guys are going to see these games, you're going to instantly recognize them. These are going to be my top 12 favorite games that I love to play with friends at home and local multiplayer on the Nintendo Switch. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
The first one here coming up on the list is going to be 1-2 Switch, or everybody's 1-2 Switch, the latest version that came out, the sequel that we all never knew we wanted. This is on the list because this is exactly what a party game is, in my opinion. And it's obviously last on the list because it's not the greatest party game of all time by any means, but 1-2 Switch is a great game that you play once or twice a year at holiday parties and events and stuff like that with your family and friends, and it holds its value there because it is super fun. The mini games are unique, and it has you doing wacky things that makes everyone laugh, which is exactly what I like of party games. So 1-2 Switch, even though it gets a bad rap because it was so overpriced and it should have been a packing game, which we all could agree on, that doesn't take away from the fact that this is still a great party game to play with your friends, where you're going to be laughing and competing against each other. I play this either the new one or the original one with my family and friends. We always have a fun time. However, there obviously isn't enough content here to keep coming back all the time, but that's why it sits at number 12. The next one here coming in at number 11 is a game that I think has kind of been forgotten about, which I think is super sad, and that is ARMS. ARMS is a game that, it's a first-party exclusive from Nintendo that was completely made brand new with new IP for the Nintendo Switch, and it is a fantastic game. There's so many modes in this game. It's a fighting game that anybody can get into, whether you want to play with the motion controls, which are actually a total fun to do in a party game setting, or you want to play with a controller. Either way, there's so much fun to be had in this game where you're playing against each other, competing in all these different rings, using all these different arms that have these different power-ups and abilities and stuff like that. There's different game modes. Sometimes you're playing volleyball, sometimes you're playing basketball, sometimes you're fighting each other in an arena. So much variety in this game, and I thought the game was super fun. I think this game doesn't get enough attention, and it's one of my favorite games to bring in a party game because no one's ever played anything like this before on any other system, and I hope to see a sequel one day, though I don't know if that's going to happen. But ARMS coming in at number 11. The next one here coming in at number 10 is Mario Strikers Battle League. So this is a game, I love the Mario Strikers series. The GameCube version is one of my favorite, games of all time. And especially in a party game setting, playing soccer with Mario characters, seeing all their special abilities and stuff like that. And they did the game justice in this game when it comes to the gameplay. The gameplay is super fun to play against your friends. That is my favorite way to play this game, is local multiplayer against others. And it brings back all of those GameCube memories and stuff like that in a modern console. The only reason it's lower on the list, otherwise it would have been higher, is because the GameCube version used to have these different hazards and stuff on the actual maps that you played on, or the actual fields that you played on, where there was fire and stuff that you had to navigate, and they never added that in this game. The fields and stuff that you play on are all very generic. Sure, they have different looks, but they don't actually change up the gameplay in any meaningful way. I'm still holding out for DLC in that aspect, but the game's been out for a while, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But regardless, the gameplay itself definitely deserves to be on this list. It's one of the most fun soccer games you'll ever play. Mario Strikers Battle League coming in at number 10. The next one here coming in at number 9 is Weare, the series. Either the Move It one that just came out or the original one. Either one is fantastic. These are obviously games where you're playing, over 200 micro games in a really fast-paced action, and they have a bunch of different party games, specifically built into these games to be able to play with 4 players, where you're doing these different micro games as fast as possible, or playing new games that you've never seen before, specifically built for a party game setting, but still has that WarioWare flair where you're playing these different mini games that are all wacky. You're trying to decide in a split second what you need to do, and you're doing all these crazy motions and crazy things that make everyone laugh in a party setting. And the WarioWare franchise has been around for a really long time. It's one of my favorites that Nintendo still does, and these games are a great part of your collection to have in a party game setting. WarioWare, the series, coming in at number 9. The next one here coming in at number 8 is Super Bomberman R2. Obviously, the Bomberman series has been around for a very long time as well. And the Bomberman game is super fun. You know, you're competing with up to 8 players where everyone has a character on a battle stage, and your goal is to eliminate everyone else by placing bombs and stuff like that going around the maps. The maps that you play on all have different things. There's a good variety in them in this game where you're doing different things. There's different game modes in this game as well. This is a fantastic game to play with friends. Like I said, it's been around for a while. It's been a party game staple for a while. And this game just kind of gives you all that and more with up to 8 players, all these different battle maps that you're playing, all these different modes that are in the game. And it's super, super fun. If you guys have not played a Bomberman game in a while, definitely check this one out. And the power-ups that you have in this game obviously lend itself to, you know, that you pick up throughout the match are obviously what really sets this game apart and really creates the the party mode atmosphere in a game like this. So Super Bomberman R2 coming in at number 8. The next one here coming in at number 7 is Overcooked All You Can Eat. So this is the jam-packed version of both Overcooked games in one, and it has so much content in this game, of course, with all different kitchens that you can play in. This is the party game that ends friendships right here. This is a cooperative game where you and 3 of your other friends are basically in a kitchen, and you have to make orders for the different customers coming in, and the kitchens get really, really wacky. They start off real simple, but then you don't know where you're going to be. You're on a spaceship, you're on the beach, you're on, you know, outer space, all these different kitchens. You're trying to make all of these different things. 2 people are on one side that only have certain ingredients, and then 2 people are on another, dealing with the hazards of the actual kitchens, and then tossing, you know, vegetables across from each other, yelling at each other, hey, I need this, I need that, and to hurry up because we're about to lose. It's just chaotic fun. One of the best cooperative games of all time that was made, in a game that will definitely test your friendships in your circle, but it's super fun and definitely one that, you know, if you haven't played at this point, you definitely should. Overcooked coming in at number 7. The next one on this list coming in at number 6 is Nintendo Switch Sports. So you guys all remember the original Wii days when we played Wii bowling and stuff like that. Well, they recreated that game and brought us this game to bring back all those favorite memories that you can now play on the Nintendo Switch. And it's just as fun as you remember with the bowling that is in this game, with the Mario Tennis and stuff like that, brought into a new era with online gameplay, and of course, local multiplayer. Super fun as it's always been. I'm super happy to have, you know, a upgraded HD version on the Nintendo Switch of the beloved game that was originally on the Wii, with upgraded ideas and new sports and stuff like that, and golf that they added in a free update, and these other games that they added into this game. It's super fun, even more accurate than the Wii version is with the new Switch controllers. And like I said, it's a great party game where you're competing against your friends to try and be the winner, whether it be bowling or tennis or whatever it may be. Nintendo Switch Sports coming in at number 6. The next one here coming in at number 5 is TowerFall. TowerFall is probably not just one of my favorite games, local multiplayer on the Switch, but my favorite game of all time for local multiplayer, sitting up there in the top 10 easily. This is a 4-player battle to the death where you have arrows and you start off with 3 and you have to kill each other. You can either jump on each other, hit each other with arrows. The competitive nature of this game is insane. You can play up to 6 players on the Nintendo Switch if you want to, and it's super good. The power-ups in this game really change up the gameplay. The arenas that you play in and stuff like that they added into the game kind of change it up. Always dealing with the hazards and stuff like that of the arena if you want to. One of the best local multiplayer games that you can play with a set of friends. It's super good, super addicting, super competitive, and again, if you have not heard of this game or you have not played it and you love local multiplayer games like Smash Brothers and stuff like that, this is definitely one that you need to check out. It's so good. It's been around for a very long time and it still sits highly on my list. TowerFall coming in at number 5. The next one here coming in at number 4 is the Jackbox Party Pack series. They come out with one of these every year. They just came out with Party Pack 10, and this is where everyone gets to play in because you obviously all have, we basically all have phones at this point, so it's very easy to get everybody involved, not having a bunch of controllers in the house and stuff like that, and you're playing these different trivia games or mini games and stuff like that. They're always coming up with creative ways on what to do, like the new Party Pack that just came out with, where they have the sequel to the T-shirt KO that a lot of people are from the original. They have Drawful, they have Quiplash, all of these different games that have come out over the years from Jackbox that are kind of a staple of a party game at this point, and to play in your home for the holidays and stuff like that. This is definitely one, there's so much variety because every single pack has something new in it, with 5 different games to play, and the fact that they're at 10 shows you that there's 50 different games that you can kind of look into and see which one you want to play. All the Jackbox party game packs are all good in their own ways. Of course, some have better games than others, but they're all good in their own right. The Jackbox series coming in at number 4. The next one here, coming in at number 3, does not need any introduction and is a Super Smash Bros. Series. Where else can you play with all your favorite Nintendo characters from all the different, games that we all love, with all the different maps and arenas that we all love from all the different shows and games and everything that we love from Nintendo properties. And this is the ultimate version that literally has so many characters, 100 different arenas to battle in. This is definitely the ultimate version of the game. The gameplay is rock solid. There's so many characters, so many abilities, so many item drops, and everybody is here. Such a great battle party game with up to 8 players that you can play in. This has obviously been a staple for a very long time. Super Smash Brothers definitely coming in at number 3. The next one here, coming in at number 2, is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Another one that definitely doesn't need any introduction. Another one that basically went ultimate. This game originally started off with 48 tracks specifically built for this game, and they were all fantastic. They were built on Nintendo properties. They had a bunch of different characters from all the different Nintendo properties that we know and love. They added a battle mode that we all wanted when it came to the Nintendo Switch, which really upped the game. And it was a fantastic Mario Kart 8 experience then. Then they went above and beyond and added DLC to this game, where they added 48 more tracks, and they were all based on tracks from all the different Mario Kart games, all the way back from the original. And it is insane the amount of DLC that we have for this game now. We have over 90 tracks at this point, a bunch of different characters, including new characters that were added in this DLC, like Pauline and stuff like that, that were added over the DLC, and it's so good to see this game doing as well as it does. It's been selling for years. It has everything that you could want in a Mario Kart game. I have no idea what they would do next on the next Mario Kart game, because this has everything I would want in a Mario Kart game, so I don't know where they go to next after this. I mean, over 90 tracks in the game. It's literally insane from all the different properties of Nintendo games that we all know and love. Man, if you guys are into Mario Kart, this is definitely, in my opinion, the definitive version, and it comes in at number 2. And the number 1 game on this list has to go to Mario Party, whether it be Superstars or the other one that came out on the Switch. Mario Superstars is definitely my favorite of the two, even though Super Mario Party was also fantastic using the controllers of the Nintendo Switch in unique ways, which I thought the minigames were fantastic. The board play was a little bit not as good, but the actual minigames were fantastic. Here on the Superstars one, which is my favorite of the two, they kind of nailed both, and it's a fantastic Mario Party game coming in at number 1. So I hope you guys enjoyed this list and you got a lot of variety out of this list for party games with your Switch. The Switch, in my opinion, is a local multiplayer game machine. That's exactly what I love about the Switch, is the fact that I can gather friends, easily pass out Joy-Cons or Pro Controllers or whatever the case may be. And there's so much good local multiplayer games. There's so much good local multiplayer games, in fact, that I make a new local multiplayer games top list every single year. I just came out with the one for 2023 literally a week ago, where I showcase all the different local multiplayer games of the year, because I love local multiplayer gaming with friends, and because there's so many good ones that come out for each year, and you guys seem to enjoy those videos. So this list here really showcases the top tier of what these games can do on the Nintendo Switch that you can play with your friends. And what better time of year than the upcoming holidays to kind of get into that mood and play some of these games with your family and friends. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed the list. If you guys have any questions, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.